everybody. Hi, friends. Welcome back to another Informative Thursday. I really should be saying Informative Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, but I seem to only say it on Thursdays because Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, if you didn't know, is when I do informative videos, and Wednesdays I do Reflection Wednesdays, and Fridays I do the Who the Heck Are You segments, which I thoroughly enjoy because I am a random person. I get off topic all the time. And so it's just fun to, kind of introduce who I am, what I do, just a little bit about me in general. So, this is apparently the third time I've done this video. I don't make scripts for these videos, but I could have sworn I'd paused this video, and I just ended up stopping it. And so I had two recordings, both of different lengths. So that just means I have to make this shorter because I have to attend a Zoom meeting at 5 o'clock for my affiliate marketing. Just gonna pull that up right now. So, as I was saying in the other video that's not going to be on YouTube, because, yeah, I don't really have a topic for today. Exciting. I don't have a topic for today. So I'm kind of just going to talk until something comes to my mind. I know I talked a little bit about taxes beforehand. I'm just signing into my thing. Sorry, I am being really rude right now. But I do have a meeting to get to at 5 o'clock. So I much rather have that up and ready to go for when I get done with the video. So I do strongly recommend, when you have appointments, get there as soon as you possibly can. Not like extremely early, but not where you're like rushing to find where you're supposed to go. This is a Zoom meeting, but I like to be there early so I don't miss anything, even if it's just pre-set up stuff and they haven't got the Facebook group logged into the live chat. So, yes. So, I was talking about taxes a little bit in the very beginning of the first video. And that is because tax season is here. Yes, it is a season. Just like summer, fall, winter, and spring. It is a season. Because it goes from January all the way to April, I believe. That is almost as long as a season. Some seasons are shorter than others. I do apologize ahead of time if I am sniffling a lot. I am getting over a cold. So, it's fun. I don't know if you could tell that one yesterday. I did have a cold yesterday, but I came on here, and yes, that video is really short, but that's because even though I don't make scripts for my videos, I made one yesterday. I'm a writer. I love to write. I write poetry and stuff. I do have stuff on Amazon. Cannot for the life of me remember how to get to it, but I have stuff on Amazon. So if they're being sold, I wouldn't know. Because, yeah. Because I don't know how to get back to it. I'll have to figure that out at some point. Of course, I have Wattpad. Of course, you don't get paid for that unless you're like super in demand or something. I don't know exactly how that works. My friend introduced me to Wattpad. I myself had no idea how it worked. I also apologize because my lips are super dry, and I was just noticing it. Let me put chapstick on. One second, let me put this on. I'm not going to pause it because that's how we got in trouble just a minute ago. Because I hit the stop button instead of pause. And I don't know how to merge those together. I mean, I probably could if I really tried to. Because I did go to school for graphic design. What does graphic design have to do with any of that? A lot, actually. Because in graphic design, they make you take photography, and then they make you do all the other graphic design courses, which means you have to learn how to edit things. And so you'd think I'd know how to edit things, but I don't know how to do it outside of Adobe. So there is that. So with taxes here, and they're going to be here till April, unless you're like my husband that one year and it was an all-year thing, just trying to figure out what was going on, because he paid taxes and then for some reason he owed more, and then it was a whole thing, and we were like, we're just going to get it over with, because we didn't want to fight it. I can already tell that there's going to be breathing in this one because I heard it through the headphones. So, I didn't have any financial education growing up. The only financial education I had growing up was, oh, we can't really afford this and we can't really afford that. And I tell you this because I'm adopted, and they taught me more of a financial backing than my biological parents. 'Cause my biological parents, they were doing stuff, and I'm not about to get into that. That's a whole can of worms in itself. But yeah, but I've gone through the hardships and struggles, so I don't just tell you this because I came from this amazing background, and I think everyone should know this. I do think everyone should know this, but I come from a background of struggle, just like a lot of other people do as well. You know, matter of fact, my first job I had, I was let go because I didn't have the right accommodations to stay in. I didn't have appropriate housing. I didn't have any housing at all. To be fair, to be completely honest, I didn't have any housing at all during that job. But companies don't really focus too much on the employees. They focus on, how is this company working? How do we keep it efficient? If your employee isn't helping to be efficient because they have a lot more stuff going on outside of work, they're not too concerned about their employee. They're going to be more concerned about their company. I'm not saying all companies are like that, but at least where I worked, that's how it was. So I was like, go for that. Now, I'm pretty sure there's like laws and stuff. I don't know, discrimination or something. I don't even know if you could say that. This happened way back, years ago. So I don't know. If you could do anything now, or if I even want to right now. But yes, so I come from a background just like a lot of other people have. Now, we may not have the same experiences, but we do have similarities. So, now that taxes are coming up, though, I do want to say, and I'm not a genius in taxes whatsoever. We did have a course in my high school, my senior year, every Thursday during tutoring. Our principal's wife, who happened to be the guidance counselor, I went to a really small school. she decided she was going to have this class on financial literacy, and that really, while I was there, I don't know if it's changed or if they still do it or what may have you, but it was mainly centered around taxes and how you do taxes. And so if you have a CPA or a TurboTax or HR Block or something like that, and they do your taxes, it is nice to be able to go over it yourself and see if there was anything that was missed or anything, to have an inkling of what you're doing, so you can also double check as well, so you're not completely clueless and just trusting somebody. Even though that is their job, it is nice to be able to know what is going on with your taxes, where your taxes are concerned. With that being said, I will tell you this. It's funny. It's really funny. So I had this conversation with this guy, and this is like a year and a half ago, so my memory might not be super accurate here. So I will give you what I remember and how I remember it. Again, you should look into this yourself. Don't just completely trust me. He was saying, he's a single man. He was saying, well, he was at the time. He was saying, I claim a dependent. And I don't even remember who this guy was, but he's like, I claim a dependent. I was like, why do you claim a dependent? And he's like, because I count myself. I'm like, well, you're not supposed to count yourself when you do your taxes. And he goes, well, when you claim a dependent, they don't withhold as much from your paychecks. But it makes your taxes, you have to pay more on your taxes. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't claim anyone on my taxes. I just do myself, so I put 0. And that may mean that they withhold more from my paycheck, but that also means that I get more on my return. Now, I know this doesn't happen for everyone, but he was like, well, that's dumb, because you should just, claim yourself as a dependent. It would make it easier. And I was like, no, I think I'm going to just stick with the 0. Now that I'm married, I don't know how that's going to work, so I have to figure that out, because I don't even know if I want to file jointly or separately, so that's a whole other issue. When I figure that out, I will post a video about that too, because that is valuable information that I believe that you guys should know, because, like I say in every video, I teach things that I learned on here where finances are involved, and so that is definitely one where finances are involved, and I will tell you exactly what I find out. So, some instances, filing jointly is better, and some filing separately is better. I looked that up. I cannot tell you exactly what that webpage said. I have to do more research into that, because I don't know. I've never been married before, so there we go. I will take a little second to figure out what I'm going to talk about next, because I don't know what I'm going to talk about next. And it is 10 minutes out of my meeting. So, I will probably, while the meeting is going on, because we don't talk, it's more like a training meeting. So if it's something, and this is bad of me, but if it's something that I already know what's going on, because I've done lesson after lesson after lesson over it, then I will upload this while it is going on. So, little break. It's pretty informative. You may have seen this the background. Over here, my desk always changes. As you could tell, there's missing cups from over there. Like I said, I do use that stuff for tea. And I think in previous videos, I had the red teapot on the desk with a cup because, like I said, I do actually use those. And I was going to move my desk over, or I thought about moving my desk over where the crafting table is, and you'd have that sign in the background and everything else, but I decided not to deal with that because this desk is already broken as is. You can't tell that, but this, as I move it, I'm barely putting pressure on it from underneath with my thumb. That is because it was my husband's desk to begin with, and then it was our roommate's desk. And when my roommate moved out, it became mine. But when I went to grab it from his room, it was basically broken in half. So, my crafting table over there is my original desk that I started out with when I first started doing these videos. Of course, when I first started doing these videos as well, I think it was a lot messier down here, and it is not now. So, I hear myself breathe again. So the reason I bring that up is because you probably saw this in the background of the video when I first started. And what this is a manga. It's called Jibakushin Hanakoku. And as you can tell, it's in Japanese. It's not English, it's not anything. Matter of fact, when you go here, it's all in Japanese. And I don't know if you could tell. You might not even be able to see it. My camera is all messed up. But right beside this kanji, they have hiragana next to it. So it makes it perfect for people like me who can't read kanji yet. And there was like little to no English in there. I know you saw on that page she had no written on her hand, but that's about as much English as you're gonna get out of there. This manga actually is written for younger middle school Japanese children. Don't come at me, I'm a child at heart. So I am about as on par, reading wise, as a Japanese child. I don't know whether I can brag about that or not. But yes. So why I bring that up is because I strongly recommend, if you are going to another country, doesn't matter where, if you're going to another country and they speak another language, please, please, please know at least enough to get by, or bring somebody along or stay with somebody who speaks the language and can communicate with you and everyone else. Because, and I just get a nice shot of my face because I leaned in. Because, you know, when people who come and they visit America and they don't speak any English, and you get frustrated, you're getting frustrated because there's a language barrier and you guys cannot communicate. Well, people from other countries feel the same exact way. They get frustrated when you can't speak their language because you're in their country, right? So, say somebody came over and they spoke Chinese, right? And that's all they spoke was Chinese. And you're over here and all you can speak is English. For a lot of Americans, you barely even speak English, even though that's your first language. And maybe you might know some Spanish. But here's this Chinese guy, and all he knows how to speak is Chinese. You don't know Chinese. There's a language barrier there, so you get frustrated because you can't communicate with him, and he can't communicate with you, and Google Translate can only do so much, because Google Translate gives you the wrong translations half the time anyway. Yes, I know this, because I use it for my husband's grandmother, because she doesn't speak any English. I don't speak Khmer, so that's Cambodian. So, we're going to Japan. Like I've stated in several other videos, we're going to Japan, and I would like to know the Japanese language a lot more. I've been studying it for a while, but no one else speaks it here, so it's kind of hard to retain information when you don't have anyone to speak to in that language. But it's a respect thing as well. You go over there, and you know their language. It's a respect thing. So, why I say you need to know at least enough to get by, or bring somebody along with you who knows the language, is because after we go to Japan, my mother-in-law wants to go to Cambodia at some point. She is from Cambodia, and I don't know any Cambodian. But since she is from there, she can speak it. And before anyone comes at me and says, my husband can speak Cambodian, he can barely speak English, let alone Cambodian. So he knows way more Cambodian than he does Chinese, though. He is the least Asian that you've ever seen. He is the least Asian that you've ever seen. Matter of fact, he likes to joke with me that I'm more Asian than he is, which is funny. He goes that he's whiter than I am. And I think it's hilarious. Like I said, I've been in love with the Asian culture forever. Not all of Asia is the same. That's why I say I love China first, and now it's been Japan ever since like the middle of intermediate, my first year of intermediate school. So, there is that. I actually don't know what else I'm going to talk about, other than, the travel stuff. Passports actually, are easier than I thought they were. My husband made it sound like it was going to be terrible. A terrible experience, but the guy I talked to, he made it really simple, made it really easy, so I'll come back on with another video explaining passports and stuff. I know that's not a financial thing, but that's something that you should probably know if you plan on traveling. And I like to bring up travel because I would like to do business in Japan, so I guess that kind of ties in with myself anyway on the financial aspect. But my meeting is about to start, so I will go ahead and let you guys go. Like always, invest in yourself because you are the very best person you could ever invest in. Stocks, real estate, gold, silver. Put 10% of your paycheck, at least 10% of your paycheck, and a savings every paycheck. And if you are interested in learning more about affiliate marketing, you can check out the link down below. I would love to see you guys in that community because they have a whole Facebook group and everything. I would love to communicate with you guys. With that being said, this has been Brynn Chan. Peace out. I know I can be cringy. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.